this one is a song that's like very, very dear to my heart. A few years back, my brother Stephen passed away. And it was an amazing experience. We got there, he'd had the surgery that they said there was a 5% chance it would save his life. And he went septic. And so when we got there, I walked into the hospital room in intensive care, and my brother was not in that body, although that body was alive on machines. And so the nurse gave Richard a cot and me a chair and just let us sleep in the room with him. And I was awakened after I dozed off. I was awakened, and this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we were tired after driving 12 hours to get to Stephen's bedside. And I'm woken, and I feel my brother Stephen right here, squatting down like on one knee. Now the body is laying over there, but this was as real to me. It wasn't the physical eyes that I saw. I call them the eyes of the soul. I don't know what else to call it. But I felt his presence, and it was very much my little brother. And he's going, "Hey, Reen," that's what he calls me, Reen. And he says, "Reen, you gotta see this. This is the coolest thing." And he says, "Remember this Christmas when we were kids?" And I'm one of 7 children. And we were a very poor family, although Mom and Dad did a great job of disguising it, so we didn't really realize we were that poor. But there was one Christmas where Dad had got a bonus, and we all got what we had on our Christmas list. And he said, "Remember how happy we were? Remember Christmas morning?" He says, "This is cooler than Christmas morning." And then he says, "Look over there." And it was like, and this kind of portal, again to the eyes of the soul, not the physical world. And this portal opened, and there was all this partying noise and music, and there was Mom and Dad and my sister Jen, who had passed like 20 years before, and a lot of friends and relatives, and it was just a celebration on the other side of the veil. And he says, "They're waiting on me." And I was like, "Okay, you go, brother." And I went ahead, and he kind of faded out, and I went back to sleep, and it couldn't have been more than 30 minutes before he flatlined. And after that, he had always told me I was supposed to sing at his funeral. And so I was thinking about what songs have I written that would be good for Stephen's funeral? What do I know that would be good for Stephen's funeral? And I hear his voice with me, and he goes, "What am I, chopped liver? Write me a song." And I'm going, "Stephen, I'm dealing with the grief of a lost brother here. Although I'm celebrating for you, I also have my human animal who's going to be really sad that you're not in a physical form. And so you got to help me with the song." And he says, "I want it to speak to my children's hearts. I want it to lift them up to where they don't have to feel such deep grief." And so Stephen, from the other side of the veil, and myself, wrote this song together. You were always lightly tethered. You were not made for this world. Still you made the best of what was offered. You soared, you dipped and unfurled. You took the suffering and turned it to love. You cut the lotus as it fell from above. You took lotus from oceans of mud. Your work is done, you're going home. It's been a pleasure walking through this life together. It's been an honor sharing the pain and hurt and strife. Such an adventure. We laughed and cried and shared this treasure. Now you are free and you can flow. I hear you calling to me from the night, saying, "Keep your courage up and just be kind. And I'll meet you on the other side." The life could knock you off your feet. It could never hold you down. Encouraged by your love for me, the struggles of life could be allowed. You always stood for the underdog, carried signs and marched and sang along. You knew that in the end we shall overcome. Your work is done, you come back home. It's been a still lives on.